This is Lisa from Mobile Tech Review, and this is a Nokia N9 smartphone running MeeGo Harmattan. This is an incredibly gorgeous phone. It's carved out of polycarbonate, and polycarbonate's not just a dirty word in this case. It really allows Nokia to make a very elegant, curvy, unique phone. The only square things are the edges here. But otherwise, it's just all sorts of pleasing curves. It feels great in the hand. It's sturdy, and because it's solid polycarbonate, if you scratch it, you won't see a color change because it's the same color through and through. The phone is available in black, blue, or pink. Now here's the bad news. Nokia is only making a limited number of these phones because, as you've probably heard, they're switching over to making Windows phones. Not that there's anything wrong with Windows phones, but this is really a fresh, compelling new OS with incredibly thought-out ergonomics features. It's got NFC that actually does something. It works with Nokia's NFC peripherals like their speaker system. Tap them together and you can start playing songs, for example. It has a 3.9-inch AMOLED display with Nokia's black technology, which means you really can't see where the display ends and the bezel begins. It's really all that black. It's very bright. It has an anti-glare polarizing filter on it, so you can actually use this outdoors without being blinded with reflections. And it has all the features you'd expect from a smartphone: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, in addition to the NFC, and Nokia's excellent 8-megapixel camera on the rear here. They couldn't fit the 12-megapixel in from the Nokia N8, but it still takes really very good photos and good 720p video at near 30 fps. You can see the dual LED flash on the back there. The design is simple. We have power button right here and the volume controls. There's not much travel to these buttons or tactile feel. They might look pretty, but I would have liked to see them raised up a bit more. Up top here we have the 3.5mm stereo jack, and this odd thing, you can see these little plastic labels that you can peel off here, but it tells you push down, and they mean push pretty hard on this thing. So you push down, this door comes up, and there's your micro USB connector for transferring files and charging, and then it says slide here, and if you slide this just a little bit, you release the micro SIM carrier. Yeah, micro SIM, folks. The phone has a pentaband radio with HSPA plus 14.4, which some carriers call 4G, and this will work with 3G on T-Mobile and AT&T in the US, and it works overseas, so it's rather a versatile phone, and it's sold unlocked. It costs around $700. You're going to have to get it from Expansys or other importers that offer this, because Nokia is not selling this directly through their Nokia USA website in America, unfortunately. This is a capacitive touchscreen, and it's 854 by 480 pixels, and again it's 3.9 inches, and it uses gestures, boy, and they're unique too. It's not a copy of WebOS or anybody else particularly. About the only thing that's kind of typical of iOS is if you want to move an icon around, you press and hold and drag it wherever you want to put it, like so, and then hit done, and you're done. But other than that, the gestures are, this gets you to your social networking and an alert feed right here, and this is a scrollable list as well. You can swipe back to get your applications drawer up, and if you swipe to this side, you see all the applications that you have running. Each one of these is an application that we have running on the phone right now. Say we want to switch to the web browser. We've had enough of that. And you can either swipe to the left to dismiss it or drag down to see all the other running applications again. Done with that, you're done with that. And this is an infinitely scrolling thing, so you don't have to keep going, remember which way you're going to go, right or left, that kind of thing. If you're inside an application, like say the music player, gorgeous music player it is too, with a nice album art up here, just swipe left to dismiss that and get back to the home screen. Tap on album art, just starts playing, and the speaker is here. You see the little grill there. And of course you can use A2DP Bluetooth or wired headphones with this as well. And this can sync to iTunes library. This is a GSM World phone, and here's the dialer here. Reception, we've been using this with an AT&T SIM because it's kind of hard to find a T-Mobile micro SIM. Reception has been quite good, and voice quality, as you expect from a high-end Nokia phone, is excellent. So it's definitely a good phone for calling. Very simple interface here. You've just got the on-screen dialer. You can look at your recent calls, and you can hit your contacts. And speaking of contacts, this syncs with Google, this syncs with Exchange, so there are a variety of ways to get your contacts on board. It has all the staples you'd expect from a smartphone. You've got the email client, a messaging client, web browser, PIM applications, and music and video players. Nokia Maps is on board. Avi Music is here, and we've got the store as well. So here's the Avi store. And don't expect to find a huge number of applications on here because once again, this is sadly going to be a dead-end device. The apps that are here now are probably going to be all that we see because there will be no more Amigo Harmattan phones. By the way, Amigo is a Linux-based OS, and previously we'd seen it more on tablet-like devices, and this is the first really very phone-centric version of Amigo that we've seen. You've got an MS Office document viewer here, Twitter and Facebook, and again that syncs in with your social networking feed right here. There's an RSS feed reader, notes application, and in terms of preloaded apps, we've got the Wi-Fi mobile hotspot, which works just fine, AccuWeather, AP Mobile News. There's a YouTube player, this doesn't have Adobe Flash, it does HTML5 video though, and it does mobile YouTube video playback. We've got Skype here, and they've included Angry Birds, Galaxy on Fire 2, Need for Speed Shift, and Real Golf 2011. This runs on a 1 GHz OMAP single-core CPU with PowerVR 530 graphics. That's not exactly a cutting-edge CPU, but the device runs fine. It doesn't need a faster CPU, so we're not complaining. Newer CPUs do tend to be more power efficient, but still this battery is steeled inside here. The 1450 milliamp battery has no problem making it through the day for us. Now, if you've got the GPS running for absolutely hours or you're doing nothing but streaming video, you're going to get a shorter runtime. But in general, this should easily make it through to the end of the day, and I mean bedtime, not just when you barely get home from work on a charge. Nokia's apps are just simply beautifully designed. With their minimalist, modern Scandinavian approach. For example, here's a calculator. Just pretty and easy to use at the same time. Calendar application, again, pleasing modern minimalism here. You can get an event view, you can get a week view, and you can get your month view. This is what the contacts looks like. And if you want to add a new contact, this is what the interface is like. Obviously, start adding the name, an image if you like, email address, mobile number. Tap here to see more stuff like physical address, which ringtone you'd like them to use, all that kind of thing. So there's no home button on here, there's no capacitive buttons at the bottom, everything is done with the swiping gestures. Video player is likewise very modern and simple, and it's very capable for playing videos. This is a high-res video that Nokia includes. And that speaker is pretty darn loud. That's the video player. Of course, you can load your own videos on here. And we've got a very capable WebKit-based web browser on board. This has an accelerometer, that works with that, by the way, and it also has an ambient light sensor. And you can see the on-screen keyboard here. This reminds me of the Windows Phone keyboard. It is just so incredibly usable. One thing that's not so thrilling about the keyboard is we're typing in the URL. You can see there's no .com shortcut. Not the end of the world exactly, but such a colorful, vivid screen. It's very nice. You can see the speed is phenomenal for zooming in and out here and very fluid. Now what if you want to see a video? Check out one of our YouTube videos that's embedded in this news item. And it's saying, sorry, no go. Adobe Flash Player or an HTML5 supported browser is required for video playback. So even though this is HTML5, sorry, not going to work. So let's go to the YouTube player instead. And that goes to the YouTube mobile home. And here we are on the mobile YouTube player, and we're going to look at an HD movie trailer. And that plays perfectly well. How about gaming? Just fired up Need for Speed Shift. And the 1 GHz CPU is plenty enough to handle that. The Nokia supports a variety of accounts. You can see we have Mail for Exchange, Skype, Google for your mail chat and calling, Facebook, Twitter, Nokia account, CalDave, Flickr, other kinds of email, Picasa, SIP calling, and YouTube account as well. All in all, it has everything you'd want to see in a modern smartphone in a gorgeous design. And, well, that makes me sad because Nokia is not going to make more of these. This is the end of MeeGo, they say, and it's just going to be Windows Phone going forward. Smartphone landscape is very competitive and difficult. It's really hard to fight Android and iOS. Witness what happened to WebOS and Palm and the demise of that platform. So Nokia just didn't want to take a chance on yet another new operating system, and it's too bad. But where this is relevant to those of us in the U.S. who aren't going to spend $700 on an unlocked pentaband phone, this hardware is basically the shell of the Nokia Lumia 800 Windows phone that should be coming to the United States and is already coming out in Europe. Same high-quality stuff, beautiful display, excellent materials, very good camera, nice speaker, nice audio, all wrapped into a package that really shows a lot of attention to detail and how the phone will be used every day. I'm Lisa from Mobile Tech Review. Visit our website for the full review of the Nokia N9.